right, we're on Oholot, Perek Tet, Mishnah Yud Aleph, 11th Mishnah in the 9th chapter of Masechet Oholot. We're going to come back to the kaveret on its side. Okay, now we're going to be on the side, but now we're no longer in the house. So what we're going to do is eventually we're going to see is we have the same chart that we had before. Remember, we had the chart and we had mitchalchelet, meaning it was kli or it was ohel. But now, remember, we're not in the house anymore. We're going to be outside. So we're not going to be pi halachutz or pi halifni, whether it's facing inside or outside of the house. We're just outside. So we have the same chart, i.e., we're going to talk about where it's a kli, mitchalchelet. We're going to see that it's talking about where it's a kli, or where it's pchuta, where it's an ohel. And we're going to just leave out tuma b'bayit, because we're not in a bayit, we're in the avir. So we're going to fill out these charts. This chart we're going to fill out in Mishnayot Yud Aleph and Yud Bet. Let's go back to the Mishnah. Hayta muta al tzad tzida. So now the kaveret is on its side, ba'avir. Ba'avir means it's out in the open, in space. B'chatzer o bagina, in a courtyard or in a garden. She'ein sham ohel, there's no ohel. V'dina, kidin kaveret she'litoch habayit. It's like a kaveret in the house, upiha lachuz, as we said, and its mouth is facing out, meaning the bayit is not influencing it, like we learned in the beginning. And the same we're going to learn about if it's a tefach high as well. So the Mishnah says, it's not a tefach high, and there's a gazayit of made under it, o al gaba, or on top of it. So what's the rule? It's a kli, remember. It's a kli. Let's go back to the picture. Here we are, because it's on its side, and here where there's a gazayit minamet, under it or on top of it, and the kaveret is protecting this stuff from getting inside of it. So again, it's going to be over and under, above and below, exactly like we learned before. So therefore, kol shehi keneged hazayit tachteha v'gaba tamei. As we learned, since it's a kli and it's not chotzeitz, this is, remember, according to the Bar Tanura, anything that's corresponding above and below, tachteha v'gaba tamei. V'chol she'eno keneged hazayit tocha tahor. Okay? Anything that's not connected to zayit, tocha, inside is tahor. The kli doesn't protect above and below, as we saw. The kli here, this is tameh, but this is tahor. Here, this is, I guess this would be, there's made here, there's made here. I don't know why they made a third one. Okay, but the kli itself would be tahor. But on the other hand, the Mishnah says, if there's tuma inside it, tocha, if there's tuma inside it, bitocha, if there's tuma inside of it, hakol tameh. Then everything is tameh. Inside, everything we learned is tameh. Above and below, because once there's tuma inside of it, tuma fills the whole kli. Like we learned, if it's only outside the kli, then it's just above and below. The kli does not protect. But once the tuma is inside, as we saw, once the tuma is inside, sorry, it moves when I do that. Once the tuma is inside, then the whole space becomes full of tuma, and above and below, hakol tameh, as we learned. The same thing we learned with regard to when there was a house or not. So we could just fill in this chart. Mitchalchelet, we're going to see it's mitchalchelet, and there's no avir. If it's tachtea and above, kol shu keneged hazayit tachtea v'gaba tameh. V'chol she'eno keneged hazayit tocha. We have to remove a habayit to just copy this from above. Tocha tahor. Okay, and if it's not keneged hazayit, then inside, according to the Bar Tanura, inside is tahor. But if there's tuma inside the kli, hakol tameh. We'll stop here. Dedicate our learning to the memory of my father, Rav Simcha ben Yitzchak Kalman. Make it a great day.